See, is it gonna pick up? Oh, it picked up my mic right away. How is the audio? Oh, it's not bad. All right. So, been away since basically right before Thanksgiving. It's been a few days, just a few days. But couple reasons for that. One, holidays. Uh, which means both me being away from my house for a few days at a for on my rare days off, and that because I have to do that with family, my third shift work schedule makes it so I have to get up, stay up all night, and in order to meet with family. I haven't slept had a good night's rest in a month or two. That includes today, by the way, 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But I actually have no idea what I've shown. I have no idea what I've done since I last streamed. And it doesn't matter too much because this is going to be the last stream in this role. We can walk around. Let me finish off this coffee that I had to go buy because, again, 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But we can walk around a little bit. I have no idea what I've shown since I played last time. So what I definitely did, I replaced all these since last time. Oh, I missed those. I had to redo all the chains again. But last time I redid the fountain. That's one thing I know I did. The main thing I don't know is if I showed off the wall changes. I also properly made a building around the spider farm, just in time. I never got to finish the Phantom, properly finish the Phantom farm, but that's a whole other thing. I don't think I did anything else major. I moved the farm over because I plan to make a bunch of houses on the second layer that were going to be for these to remake the farm. Can't think of what. Oh, right. But probably never did this. I was planning to switch to refined storage. I'm probably still going to do that in the next mod pack. But I don't need it, and I'm not. It's going to very soon be not necessary. What else? What else? What else? No, I think that was it. I think that was it. Okay, so I forgot. I never ended up putting wireless transmitters all over the base. All right. So, as you could probably tell from the stream title, what we've got today is I am going to make an airship so I can leave. Now, there's a couple reasons I'm planning to leave. Is because I'm kind of bored with the gimmick of the Superflat part. And it's also because I played a bit of, okay, this is the right one. I played a bit of a normal mod pack. Well, I made another mod pack that has like normal generation. See, I completely forgot I even made like a Christmas tree because I planned to stream a little bit before Christmas but never got the time. So, enjoy Christmas tree. Release me. Even has a little star on top. Yeah, I didn't do anything else. I had also planned to add create missiles, so when I streamed again, I could just blow the tree up. But create missiles is not very it doesn't have a lot of documentation on what all the missile heads do and stuff like that, so I didn't bother. Now, the other thing is that this is the airship we're going to make. If you've ever played Create Illager structures, I can't remember the exact name, but if you've ever seen that mod, this is a fairly this is basically one-to-one ripped. I have one-to-one ripped this, but also added things to it that will make it so I can fly it. So we're gonna build this, except I am not going to use those wheels because I have a worry about what those wheels actually do. And we're gonna fly this thing out of here. We're leaving the Superflat behind. Now, you might be thinking, why didn't you just use that airship? And you're right, I could. However, this was a lot easier to modify into a flyable airship that uses both Eureka and create clockwork. It's going to be mostly flown using Eureka, but it's going to get a speed boost with clockwork. As you can see from that giant ass fan on the top. We'll also be adding propellers to the back of these. Yeah, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it the hard way. I could just put a creative crate there, but I'm already. This is my last stream with this, so I'm gonna do it properly. Flip forward. And that along with one of these. No, wait. So while I was gone, I also updated my computer. And I updated both my CPU, my RAM, but because I updated both my RAM and my CPU, I also had to update my um, I also had to update my motherboard. So I had to change so much about my computer that Windows didn't recognize my system. So I had to go and update. I had to go and find my install disk from several years ago. Uh, and reinstall Windows onto a drive that I didn't know I had. I was planning to back up all the stuff that I had on my original install drive. Didn't work, unfortunately. But what I did have was I have a external drive that can use uh, what's the word? I have an external drive that I can use as it put M2s in. So I opened that up to put the backup in, and it didn't. There was already a drive in there from back when I had a laptop, back from my old laptop. So I now have 500 more gigs in my computer to work with. That's kind of nice. Soul torch. But alas, I have that still means that I still had to completely um, that means I still have to install a completely fresh set of windows. So if my audio sounds completely different to the last time I played, that's because it's a completely different OBS. Um, and I hate it. I hate that I had to do that. But I'm here now. I need these and one of these. 4 chains. Where do the 4 chains come? Oh, you know what? They probably come from the lamps in the. Oh. So that's the reason I haven't streamed in a while, is because I had to deal with. I had to deal with my computer basically being reset. Panel. Cut the slate wall. Let's put everything that we've got in there right now. Ignore those. And all right. How do I make cut deep slate? Oh, I need normal deep slate, not cobble. I don't remember how many. 18. $702 dark oak. How many stacks is that? 10 and 62, so 11 stacks basically. And I barely have any, so we're just gonna go over to the dark oak. To the tree farm in oh, dark. Put the 18 we need in there right now. Craft one set into this. Up here. Filter for this. Oh. You know what? I'm betting you can't, you have to strip them first. So, reason I'm leaving the create Superflat is one, I learned that I really liked building with terrain. It gives me a good baseline on how to do it. And I'm not good at building terrain. I've tried building terrain a couple times, and it's just not worked out. So I'm going to start a world with normal terrain generation. I am also going to I'm going to take a second and reset my tracking because it wandered a little bit away from me. So the reason I'm doing that, and it also has kind of become both a mod bloat issue where I can't go to the end for large periods of time without the game crashing, which is normally fine because 90% of the time you don't go to the end. But it's really annoying when you do need to go to the end and you can't do anything because after you load like 20 chunks, the entire game starts to freeze. Why aren't you filling up? Huh? Let's see. Can I do it like this? Does this work? No? That works. And yeah, the mod bloat is getting a little bit bad. Be aforementioned and nether generation issues. The other final thing is my PC can run terrain now. Like it can run terrain. Uh, which I don't know. I think being able to run terrain is pretty good. And I I think the other major issue is that I think the other major issue is that I didn't build this whole thing with Create 6 in mind, which is why you get the things like the giant underground area that I thought I would need, but turns out if I built it right with proper knowledge on how this thing worked, on how Create 6 works, I wouldn't have. I need a stack and a half slabs. So it's also still going to be Create themed. I'm really happy with how the mod pack is coming out. I still have to do some tweaks of how it's going to like function. Like I might be missing a couple recipes here and there for stuff that I want to have recipes. Uh, Along with maybe a couple little tweaks to what mods are there, but probably not that many. Okay, 1 to 1. Like for instance, I just realized playing this that I didn't have that woodcutter mod, which is so nice. Um, but I've also got like a lot of things in. It's going to be a 1.21 mod pack, so I'm not only going to have terrain to work with. I'm going to have things. I'm going to have structures. I'm going to have structures to work with that aren't just like floating chunks of strongholds. and I've got the backport mod going, so I'm still gonna have like the happy gas and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have some stuff like Quark and Valkyrian Skies, but I just now am getting to actually using Valkyrian Skies, and that's a mod that I've had in the mod pack since like month 2. Again, stone cutting class, stone cutting class. But I'm a bit happier. It's a lot more cohesive of a mod pack. Um, Especially since I'm making it from scratch compared to before, where it was mostly it's mostly me seeing, oh, what's this thing do? Click. Oh, what's this thing do? Click. It's a little bit more cohesive in what it is and what I want out of it. Girder strut, because I have, and I still have a lot of things in this mod pack I'd want to do, but to be I'm not used to wearing this hoodie. It just rubbed up against my headphones and jump scared me for a second. But I'm not. I want to do stuff, but I'm currently kind of just stuck with the idea that I'm not. That I don't have anywhere to put it, and if I do have somewhere to put it, I have to make it from scratch. And I really am sick. Yeah, sick of making stuff from scratch. I want to have terrain. My computer can generate terrain. I've been wanting to cut back on some mods, and the fact that I'm not um, what's the word? The fact that I will have terrain and not on Superflat is going to insanely change how much I need some of these mods. And some of the mods I don't really need anymore. Like, I don't need beams because I'm going to have terrain and actual biomes. I don't. There's a lot of mods that in here that I only have because I'm in Superflat, and if I'm not in Superflat, I don't need them. But girder strut, okay. Four of them, right? Industrial iron sheet metal. Hey, I'm finally getting a use out of having all these. So the plan is that I'm going to make this thing into an airship, and I'm just going to fly away. Uh, there's a couple things I need to do to make it a flyable airship. A helm from Eureka. Two, actually, because one, and it doesn't properly become. You can't move it for some reason. Uh, but if you put a second one on it, it starts working. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I only need 13. Did I make too many? Yeah. Who cares? I'm basically playing on creative at this point. Creative with the chance of dying. Industrial iron support. Probably need more of the industrial iron ingots. How many do I need? 36. Was it this? No. That. Go. 4 lantern. $348 nether brick fences. I have no nether brick fences. Let's see what I can do. Because that is 5.5 stacks of nether brick fence. Can I not make normal nether brick fence? This? I have to make it the hard way? I don't even remember how to make it. Ah. So... do I even have like a dedicated netherrack maker? Cool thing, I found these plates. They're like really good specifically for these, and unfortunately it's one of those mods that's not gonna come back. That's not back, and I don't think it will. But I have an idea on how I could make it work. How I could make something similar. But do I have a dedicated netherrack machine? Or am I gonna have to make a bunch myself? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a bunch myself. Okay. And the best way to do that is haunting basalt. Also replaced the... I can't remember what was here. I think it was scoria, like here. But I replaced it with sea stone. That way, since the roads aren't darker, these can be lighter. Gives a little bit of contrast to the area. Not that it'll matter much longer, but you know. I don't remember. Completely forgot I set this up. There's going to be temporary too. Oh, I already have that set up to make netherrack. Ta-da. Now, some things I'm going to do in the new world that I've done here is probably keeping the Japanese theme, at least for my main area, because I got to do a little bit of Japanese theming. I didn't really get to do much like in-depth theming. So I am gonna be doing some Japanese theming in my main base. Do I have a filter for this? And I'm obviously going to be keeping some of the build basics that I have got, simply because those are my basics. Like, you're probably going to be seeing something similar to this setup. Though, Dragons Plus does some different stuff, so you might not see this exact setup. But out of energy. Oh, well, all right. That. I needed 5.5 sticks. So I'm gonna need a lot more, I think. Is there a faster way to get nether? No. undo. What else do I need other than that I can do right now? Oak. Here. Oh, I've got just enough. Any truck. I only get one per lot. I know I've got a decent amount of it. Probably. That's the woodcut. Rose quartz lamp. That is 4 stacks, so I'm probably going to get pretty close with that one. Rose. Needed 5 of them? 9 of them. And 126 spruce fences, which are going to be quite a bit easier to get than normal ones. That is almost 2 stacks. Nearly 5 stacks of spruce plank. One. those should be about baked right now. Let's dump everything I've got right now in. See where I'm at. Only need 90 spruce. Oh, I missed a stack of spruce planks. I'm just gonna grab a few stacks of spruce logs from the farm. That'll cover anything I need. Another kind of reason I'm wanting to no longer do Superflat is it's I think I got too strong too quick because of how the mod pack brings you to things. But I've also been playing the mod pack for a year, so it's kind of hard to say for sure. But also, think of how much actual work I could have been doing if I didn't feel like turning this into a giant ocean. Oh, don't crash on me now. Okay. Okay, we're back. Give it a second. Okay, so I'm going to slowly back away. See, this is kind of a reason I'm leaving. I have no idea what caused this. And now I might have to force quit, which might set us back a couple minutes. Because I don't think it's budging. This is a brand new CPU, but it is still somehow chugging this entire CPU. 82%? 82%? Oh. It hurt me complaining. I'm gonna have to force quit. Damn it. Okay, let's go again. This is a good new CPU. I have no clue why he just did that. But again, that's why we're leaving. We didn't lose too much progress. Gonna roll my chair back and grab the drink that I have on the table. Yeah, maybe I can do a little bit of a showcase on the new mod pack if I get some time after we're done building this. Who knows? If we have too many more crashes, that might be it for us. We might skip the whole airship bit altogether. Okay, so I'm in the elevator shaft, so that's at least nice. Um, do I seriously need to grab a pocket knife to open this drink? Is the plastic just not gonna? ASMR. A woman will refuse to actually properly use a pocket knife to open some milk. Enough. I win. And it still has that. Let's see how long the plastic goes. Okay, I did not tear the whole plastic off the bottle in order to open it. And it still had one of those little metal loops on it too. Metal caps, foils over the bottle opening. All right. Let's get back to what I was doing. also found out the 1.21 versions of these things have way too many recipes. Way too broken, way too many recipes. So we will not be using those in the next mod pack. We'll be using Create Cobblestone, which is kind of just like similar. It just doesn't have the requirement of having fluids on the sides of it. Oh, you know, that's actually probably enough for the rest of it. How much do I need? 90, so... And then it's like 26. Yeah. Yeah, that was enough. Oh well. Alright. 5 slabs. And spades. Oh. 2 and 19 stacks of spruce wood. Which I think I'm going to need to... Yeah, to go get more of. Flipboard in there. Spruce. Okay, so how much? Oh, I forgot to grab the board back. Oh my god. It ate all of it. It ate all of it. It ate all of this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get yeah, 4 and 2. We're gonna get 2 oak stairs. We're gonna get 4 trap doors. 16 polished andesite. Quartz. get the spruce planks as well, so. 5 stacks, and then 61. Okay, now we can go back to normal. And then get our 2 and 19. "30 stone brick stairs." Things I'm probably going to have a decent amount of. And then 25 stone brick. Do I not have any normal stone brick? No, I do. How much? It's a bit of work. Never mind. I was going to make it so this would be easy to power, but repower. Right, just waxed oak beam. Probably all I'm going to need from that. Yep. And then gonna need there. That's going to be a lot of white balloons, but it's almost done actually already. Just reset it. How do you make these? Oh, paper. Paper. How many did I need? 50 stacks. Quickest way to make paper is buying it, because I have a fuck ton of money that I'm not gonna need anymore. Where's the admin shot? There you are, you little shit. Alright. Paper. How expensive is paper? Oh, you know what? I think paper is a sell only thing, not a buy only thing. Yeah, it looks like it's a sell thing, not a buy thing. That's fine. I'm sure I have tons of sugarcane, so don't need right now are these tools or the magnet. Wait, is it more efficient to press it? Oh, that's actually way better. Um, I'll still crush this. Running into a little bit of an issue that it runs out of battery that quickly. Um, don't know if I can put upgrade on it to make it not do that. quicker. It's based on how many operations I do. Okay. Still need. I have only done about half the amount of balloon crafting I need to. Wow. Oh, that's way, way too much. That's fine. I can just. Is that little 9x9 going to be able to hold all of that? Like, look at the other things I can be making. Oh no, this needs wool. Kind of low on string and wool. Right? I wasn't going to, but I do have now one way I am going to be cheating, uh, and it is going to be wool, just so I can finish making everything. Making it, that way, I'm not here for days just trying to make the wool I need. Oh. See, even all that, and it only gets me 4 more. And I need 19. This has to be getting close. Charge. Only 6.5 or so more stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should be all I'm going to need. The rest of the bill, all the balloons I'm going to need anyway. Okay, so wings. I need 3 stacks of wing. Iron, zinc, and wool. 4. So I only need, let's go with 3 stacks of wool. And then 4 stacks of zinc nuggets. And that should be enough iron sheets too. Didn't even need that much. That's actually probably a good amount of overkill, but doesn't matter. Now it's just the yellow local metal boiler. How to craft one of those is oh god. Okay. That's gonna be a good amount of work. Does it have to be slashed local metal? Yes. How do you make local metal? Okay, iron block. Oh, that would have been faster. How did the boiler get done again? That's gonna be a lot. How many of these do I need? 25? And if it gets 4 every craft, that's going to mean I'm going to need the good news is that I have enough local metal. I dye them all yellow. And I think that's the last of it. That's the last of it for the base design anyway. I still need to do stuff like making the helms and adding propellers, and that includes the actual propellers. All right, just do settings. Skip missing blocks. And while that prints, I can make some of the other stuff that we're gonna need. We need 2 of these. Three of these. And just a lot of these. Oh god, I forgot they don't stack. Just a bunch of these. So many. That is 6, and I need 8 of them. Grab 2 here. I can make the 8th blade. Alright, that's 8 for 1. Now I just need... I'm gonna grab a chest to put all these in. So I think 3 more blades. Alright, that's all 8. This is almost done. But we're still going to need shaft. Okay, so we'll start out with simpler stuff. We'll need a couple of these. 6 should be the right amount. 2 per? Yeah. And I guess we're going to need a lot of these. No, I don't think I'm going to need as many of these as I think. It all depends on how I feel like powering this. I could use the creative motor that I've got, or I could do a more creative haha way. So I'm gonna leave these, and if I need them, I need them. But I think I'm going to try a different method. How many speed controllers do I have? I have 4. That's good. All right. It needs those. All right. So this is going to be our main room, and then I've got down here where I'm probably going to put any power we need. So I may end up digging out some of this area to put power. Because that sounds fun. But it'll mainly power this one. If I put anything back here. Or I might put like some power sources on the deck. So the plan is to put 2 of the propeller bearings in the back of these things. I could use jets, but jets aren't as strong as maxed out wide sized wide blade propeller bearings. So we are going with the tried and true propeller bearing. And then we're probably just going to use the chain cogs to power them. Probably down here. But I might take the opportunity to make one of those engines. Not the wind one. No, the wind one. It'll be another time I have to make it. I have to use some wool, but it'll be better than me having to make 128 of these things. Actually, that might be quicker. We'll see. We'll see. It looks like it's no, it's not done yet. Probably close. Yep. All right. So we'll start off easy. I'm gonna grab my pickaxe. This so I can. Close. But when facing west. And then put. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on hover, and I'm going to take off my elytra. I didn't get that far in there. Oh, can I not? Okay, I can. Go grab all the blades. And then set it to a good old aggressive 35-degree. Put a helm in up here. And then a helm down. Then hold on to the helm, actually. And then I need glue. And then axe. And hit X here. And just glue like all of this together. That is the big propeller done. Oh, just remembered a. No. I can power it. I can power it better. I can power it better if that way than that. All right, now here's gonna come a slightly possibly dangerous part. Turn off hover. It is now an entity. Why are those creepers there? And then I put this one down. Okay. You now see I can barely move it. But we're not looking to have it barely move. We're looking to have this thing smooth. Oh, interesting that it's still, the crafting grid still works from up here. Now, I don't like that guy hanging up there like that. There. Is he actually there? Nope, he's not actually there. Awkward. Nah, it's not worth it. Can I control it from up here? Yeah, I can control it fine from up here, I think. No, I don't think I can move it. Oh! Alright. So we have something that can move a little bit. It doesn't move very fast, though. That's where the propellers are going to come in. So let's go ahead and make the engine. And then we can power the two... power the propellers. Just need some... I need 8 stacks of this. And then 2 stacks of this. And it should be arranged like so. Okay. Sturdy conduit is a sturdy sheet and a conduit. Do I have... Do I have a spare conduit, and do I have a spare... Well, I should have some sturdy sheets. There's no way I don't have at least a couple sturdy sheets sitting around. Okay, so I need a conduit. So I need a eye. Almost out of those. That's fine. Don't need any more anymore. And then oh no, other way around. Sturdy sheet here, conduit here. Right, that's done. Just need a spout and a lot of water. Four belts. I'm just gonna go with no mechanical arm. Do I not have any mechanical arms? Okay. One belt. Two shafts. I'll hold more than that just in case. Motor. These will be fine. Along with a deployer. A cog. And some just to be sure I get it all. So, quick setup is going to be shaft, depot, and then I'm going to need another depot. Seriously. This would be a lot. This is actually going to be a lot easier than mechanical belt, I think. Gonna enchant these with efficiency. Which one of you's got efficiency? Bending, unbreaking. Efficiency. can't. I can do that. That'll make that a little bit quicker. So just have to deploy it, power the deployer. It's it's deployer then spout. Okay, so deployer, spout. Worried that isn't gonna reach, but if it doesn't, I can just use the mechanical arm. Shaft. Chain drive, chain drive, chain drive. Faucet sink. And if I put oh wait, if I do that, how is it gonna come off of the yeah, it would end up so instead do I really only have it smart shoots? Right, put that here. Speed it up a little. Okay. Let's grab the other things we're gonna need. Like three of these. Let's make four just in case. I'm gonna need a speed controller and therefore a large cog. I am also going to need a couple redstone links. I only got one, so gotta make a few more. That's plenty enough. A clutch. Inverse clutch, actually. Make an inverse clutch by making sense. One of these to be the length kind. Ooh, this is going slow. Ooh, this is going real slow. Let me go. I know my creative motor is somewhere. Also, don't know what happened. Somehow broke this. I just had infinite power on this, and almost and enough that's basically equivalent to a creative generator. I mean, creative motor, and I don't know why. Okay. Um, this will do fine. I don't even know where my creative motor went. Probably like powering some innocuous thing that it doesn't need to be powering, but it's powering anyway. But this should do fine. Just cog that, that. And then a buffer just to do that. Also lost my hand tracking. Um, I still have the leap motion and everything, but for some reason it's now started to register my face as a hand. So occasionally my hand will just like pop into my skull. Um, and I don't want body horror that I don't design in my streams. There's going to be body horror in this stream. It's going to be me personally crafting it to disturb you. Okay, so I don't even need this many redstone links. Why would I do that? Okay. We don't need that. Okay. So we'll put this in here. Break this. Put this in here. And then need to double check. Lines up. I can't tell where it lines up because I can't do that on a map. So about there probably. Just needs some chain. Oh, nailed it on the first try. Now, if I put this kinetic motor here, you should see the chains moving. Okay. They haven't fixed the texture issue, but I don't care. That's fine. And we'll use the small motor as a test because I think these do use stress. Yeah, they use stress. Shit. That there. There. And I just need to find a way to power this one. I think I've got to have a shaft come down out the back and then go up. So let's put a chain drive here and a chain drive here. There. And then all the way up. And then back down. And this shouldn't... Oh wait, I'm not going to be able to put it on there anyway because of the stress, but... How is our motor looking? Oh, all done. Go with that. That should be fine. I don't even really need that. I will use the engine instead as a controller. All right, so I'm going to put, I need a lever. There. Need to do that. One up top is still there, so it should be fine. Break it and I accidentally place it down in the exact same spot. It's fine. I'm not mad. Desk. Cable. There. Place that Can I not? Okay, man. 1 second, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Okay. Now, why can't I place a lever on this? I don't need my hover anymore. Is it because this isn't a full block? I don't care. I'll just throw this here. Slap that on there. And mark it with. Can I cannot mark these. Flipboard? Like if I put this down and then this and then. Yeah! And then just go down here. Put the inverse clutch in that there. Slap this on there. The idiot that forgot she set it like this. And then like that. Now when I flip this on, okay. Ah, overstressed, huh? Ooh. I'd have to make a second one of these. I don't want to do that. Do I have to do that? I don't want to do that. Hmm. Name of the mod. just save it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save and quit, and I'm going to go right back in. And then we'll have our... Okay, this should now output the right amount of stress. Which means it now can power. Woo! Okay, so we need something to keep it stable, because I guess 2 of these things isn't... Look how far the few seconds brought us away from the build. Okay, and from the main island. Alright, let's get back on. Let's get back over there. Let's get pointed in the right direction. Then we can do the funny bit. What are all those blue lights? Must be things that haven't completely loaded yet. Alright, so flick this on. This thing is basically being powered to be a gyroscope. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. And off. Power it a little bit again. Alright, so we need to put a gyroscope in the front here so it stays stable. So I need to do something very stupid, but very quick. How much stress is it using? Basically all of it. That's fun. That's fun. Alright. If I'm pointed in the opposite direction of that, and then we'll be headed right back. So the helms are the Eureka helms are currently acting as like a pseudo what are they called? A pseudo gyroscope. So I need to make a proper gyroscope. Okay, so I do need Wonderlight. Thankfully, I was able to get some Wonderlight. I was able to get a little bit before the game crashed, like for the 5th time. So I just need to process this. Okay, brushing. And what do I do with the... And then just press it, and it becomes a matrix. And I just need a flywheel, table, flywheel, gyroscope. All right. And I don't know how much power this thing is going to use. So I am going to use the creative cog. There, it's way up there. Girl, please. I remember I got a cog. I got one of these, which is going to be good enough. Just go down here. Slap this. Slap this down. Slap this down. Slap this down. And then just really crank it. And that should stop it from lunging forward. Oh my god, it still doesn't help. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. How far are we? Pretty far. I remembering that this killed it last time. Whoops. Uh, we made the airship. Stream is showing something in game further than my own game is showing me. That's how you know how bad it is. I physically do not see that I closed the map. The game is not, the stream is showing that I closed the map. I, however, do not see the screen you guys are seeing. I still have the map open. Wow. Personally, I think this is a success. The airship is not just so good that I can leave the Superflat area behind to explore new regions. I now have launched the airship out of the game. I therefore win. I have left the Superflat. I can now go to a new land. Yeah, it's fully crashed. It's fully crashed. So that just means I can show off the new mod pack, I guess. Let me check the. Well, I'll show off the new mod pack for a couple minutes, and then I'll be back next weekend, maybe with 2 streams. Who knows? We may get lucky. It may be 2 streams. Let's get the new mod pack opened, and I wonder if I'll have to change the game capture for it. It looks like I will. That's fine. Oh no, I won't. Cool. You can tell by the little box running next to me that it's NeoForge. Because the developer of Forge kinda sucks. Okay. We're not going to go into that one. We're going to go into a fresh one. So, we're going to do a little creative runaround. Show you what we're going to be doing in the next few days. Well, from now on. I won't lie to you. When there's a 1 point, when the whatever 1 point, like it's like 1.26.1, whatever newest one gets added, and like it's the one that they remove code obfuscation. So basically, Minecraft becomes not open source, but but every bit of code becomes easily searchable, and you know what it's doing. Mods are going to get crazy. We're going to see mods that improve the running of the game. Okay, so first off, we're going to see select villager skins. Selecting villager skins, we're going to go with fantasy. Oh, and I start off with a sword, board, and a couple slices of bread. That's not something I coded in, but it might be something I keep. Maybe not the shield, though. So, as you can see, really good shaders. Really good shaders. How's my frame rate keeping up? My frame rate doing okay? My frame rate's a little bit bad on my model. Maybe. Maybe I can just restrict the amount of frames it does. I don't know. But as you can see, really good shaders, insanely good terrain generation. You can see that we've got the warm cows here. Armadillos. Some cypress trees from Dawn of Time. Yep, we are also keeping Dawn of Time in here. We got some wolves. Some really nice looking flowers here. Corn. Well, maize, but corn. The terrain generation is cliff under a tree. No, tree under... No, I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one it goes. But you can see we got the firefly bushes too. Really happy with the terrain generation in this. And it from cliff under a tree or what? Tree under a cliff? I still can't remember. Has these really nice new biomes that it adds, like the old birch forest, which you get the ivy from Dawn of Time / Garden Trails. I forgot that they separated the two. Get some nice flowers again. Kind of waiting on finding something weird. Oh, resource vent. That's right, resource vents. So resource vents are kind of cool. Lava. Did I start with armor? Some boots. Oh, can I not pick this up? Why can't I pick these up? I know I've got... You know what? Options, controls, keybinds, carry. Yep. Why can't I pick things up? I know I can pick things up. I was doing it in other... Ah! Raid! Ah! Okay, so I can pick up the fish, but I can't pick up that yet, I guess. So I'm just gonna copy it so I can show you how these things work. Raid from cat? Considering the stars part? Yep, cat. I know you guys were playing Stardew, so... Okay, so it has to be a physical explosion like TNT. So you guys missed it a little bit, but I made an airship and then proceeded to build it so poorly that it launched me hundreds of blocks away from my main base and crashed the game. So I'm showing the new mod pack now. And now that it's activated, if I put lava next to it, it generates Scorchia. So that's good. That's cool. Now, let's see if I can't find... Oh! Now I found something cool. Okay. Gonna need one of these. Because one of the mods I added is a mod that generates a train track procedurally through the world the whole way through. So if I just place that here, I can jump on here. And there's all sorts of ruins that generate, like the one coming up here. I have no idea what mod adds it. It's either Dungeons and Taverns or Cliff Under a Tree that does it. But you can, oh wait, this is actually two separate structures that crash together. This is a normal ruin, and then this one is from archaeology. This one adds some more archaeology areas. Like there's probably a suspicious gravel here, and it adds more brushes. So, and I'm sure there's more suspicious sand around here somewhere. Suspicious gravel. But I'm not going to spend forever looking for it. But there's also these like ruins here. And those spawn basically everywhere. And they also have their own things to dig up. And then back onto here. So these train tracks will eventually reach, like, oh, we got a pillager structure up ahead. The train tracks are a little buggy because they have to constantly generate the train track as you go, which can kind of get buggy, but we also, instead of having the guns that we had, I decided to just get muskets, which fit a little bit more with Minecraft. Now, as you can see, illagers look like humans. They scream in pain in human ways. Now, this is a create theme structure. So as you can see, there's like create free things here. That's right. Not just the men, but the women, too. You get all sorts of loot in here. Your standard pillager loot, but with like some create stuff mixed in. That's dumb of them. Watch this. Oh. Oh, because it's not a jack-o'-lantern? Does it have to be a jack? I haven't made an iron golem in a while. Does it have to be a jack-o'-lantern? Oh, is it just because the iron is pre-generated? I don't know. I haven't made an iron golem in a long time. I actually don't know how to make one. Now, something you'll also see is that sometimes the pillagers also spawn with muskets, which is going to make raiding areas like this a fair bit more difficult. Which it makes it worth it because it has a bunch of create items. It has a bunch of enchanting books. There are some that for some reason have end tier loot, end city tier loot, but I don't mind because it kind of works. And there's also this building over here, which is the taverns part of the Dungeons and Taverns mod I was talking about earlier. I'm going to get a little achievement walking close to this. It is basically a miniature village, but it only like a couple villagers live in here, which you'll also notice they have both names and are people. Basically just like a small place to do some trading and have a bed. Oh, look at that. Can't get out. And the zombie wants to buy something. How unfortunate for them. And these are the train stations I was talking about earlier. It just has this little area underground, under the train track. And the cool thing about the train tracks is that they just keep going. They just go indefinitely. Oh, and because I have a backport mod, I have the Pale Garden and the creaking. Immaculate vibes from this biome, especially with the shaders. Right. As far as actual mods go, we've got some of the ones that I've had previously, such as obviously create some accommodations, which is mostly just a little bit more Japanese theme. Dragons Plus, which is kind of like an extension of Enchantment Industry, lets me have things like dye buckets, which will let me bulk dye things, which is kind of interesting. And then, if you didn't know, Enchantment Industry completely changed how it works in 1.21, so I'll have to learn how it works. You've got Beautify again, Create Deco, and this is Better Archaeology. Gives a bunch of neat, interesting things to do with archaeology. Couple archaeological finds, some special enchantments, some totems, like this totem of radiance and this totem of torrents, which is kind of like having Riptide. Basically a little dash. But this lantern, if I hang it up, let me put it over closer to this guy. It glows, and it starts hurting him. But it also has stuff like skeletons, like this chicken fossil, that when I put it down, I get slow fall. Create diesel engines again. So I get like the gas, oil pumping and things like that. Create color, all it does is let me color pipes and tanks. Colored water, which lets me do before where I had the liquids. But this time I get interesting stuff like glowing red water. Factory logistics lets me do factory logistics with liquids. Mob spawners. This is how I'm planning to do mob generation farms this time. It's a little soul catcher. It's a Pokeball. It's a Pokeball. Like I can go up to it and I need a potion of weakness. And then I can hit it with the Pokeball. And now I have I can now summon a koi fish, like a Pokemon. And I can put it in a spawner, and it'll let me spawn the koi indefinitely. Got create crafts and additions for electricity again. Fantasizing again, which has some new stuff like the andesite bit, like the crates, which are kind of like mega chests. They have way more storage space, but less slots. You can also double stack them so they have more slots. And this time, thing to note, the compact wind engine uses wind charges now instead of blaze powders and snowballs. Hydraulic engine still uses the same stuff. Also add little light bulb. Also gives a way to make more chromatic compound, but there's already a mod that does that, so not an issue. Nether EX, this is my replacement for better Nether. Has a bunch of random stuff that I'm sure I'll find eventually. We've got Dawn of Time again, which lets me do all the fun architectural stuff. Hypertube. Let's find a flatter ground. Here's fine. I just place this down. Place this down on it. Click on. Click on this. Bring it over here. Block collision detected. There. And then if I get close to it, I feel like a thing at a bank. It's one way unless I don't want it to be. By powering this side too. You can also hear ambient noises, which only gets slightly annoying if it's too loud, but I tried to make it not loud. Let me know if it is loud. Create furniture, which was all the furniture stuff from last time, you know, the big electrical tower. Dusty decorations again. It's got an update that we haven't really looked at before, so it's got a couple new things in it. Like my mom kind of homeless. and cat thing. Fezzi's got an update. It got some new statues and beds. Well, futons, but oh, cannot stack them. That's unfortunate. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Slap the motor on there. And it generates it a little bit. No, that's about right. That's about right. I would turn it down a little bit myself. Before it was just like, you'd get a stack a second. It was a little broken. But this is a good speed, especially for how far it's going to be until I can start making it. Yeah, I should check my settings. Oh, I've dropped a couple frames. That was probably while the game was crashing, though. Solar generator. Basically, we've got chipped again, too. So basically, it's just a solar panel. And there's also a brass one that generates even more stress and a little bit more speed, kind of like water wheels, but they only generate stress during the day. Have interiors again, create fluid again. We don't have the sink anymore, but that's all right. For some reason, this one's not as updated. We have a Nether Delight, which will give us some foods from the Nether. We have a Steam and Rails. So the original Steam and Rails devs decided we don't want to make a version, the most popular mod for Create. I don't think we should make a version of it for the newest version of the game. So we're just going to skip it. Well, someone decided to take it upon themselves and port it themselves. So it's an unofficial port. Have more of the glass casings. Create the transmission chains for belts. Have a... Look at that fat lard. A little bit of a chicken egg incubator. Well, that's the incubator. That's just egg. It produces eggs. Have some have some girders combined with the girders from Bits and Bobs. So I have the angular girders, which is cool. Oh, instead of the storage drawers from before, we're doing sophisticated storage this time. So I don't know how any of these work. I've just used the backpacks, so we'll see how these work. I got no clue how these storage drawers work, so we'll be learning together on that one. And then bridges that mimic the create metals, bits and bobs. We kind of saw bits and bobs before with the when I was making the airship. But it's basically a little bit of a transmission change here. And then you can also do multiple. I put that here, chain this, chain this, chain this, and then chain this. You can see I make a triangle out of it, which means I could power multiple things as long as it's on the same wall, which is pretty cool. Oh, still need the chain. Something very cool. Actually, wall. Let's go with polished top wall. So one thing that always ends up happening is you're always like, oh, I want to make neat looking like ropes hanging from hanging from like my bridges, so it looks like a rope bridge. But then you kind of, when you do it, you just have to like still follow the grid, and it looks weird. Well, I can now attach ropes to walls to create little things, and it worked with chains. Oh no. Weird. Don't know why I did that. But it also works with like modded chains. And they're actually like physical walls, so like mobs couldn't get through that. Very cool mod. Instant ad when I saw that. We have immersive aircraft again. Because this time we don't have what are they called? We don't have the Valkyrian skies again, so I wanted aircraft again. Some of your macaws stuff, vibrant vault, so we have good storage, good aesthetic storage to it. We have design and decor again. Things like display boards and different colored flywheels and different colored gears and different colored crushing wheels and millstones and all the little bits and things, but not bits and bobs. Bits and bobs is its own thing. Also have industrialized architecture, a good amount of like set day, some like frosted glass. Along with like those bricks that do that thing in the corner of buildings. Cool little mod. Adds like metal trusses and catwalk stairs and catwalks. Power loader, since I can't just force chunk loads on it, I'm gonna go the chunk loader route. Create connected, obviously. Chisel and create integration with chisel. Some fancy flowers. whole bunch of them. You can crossbreed them like you can in Animal Crossing, apparently. Great quality of life again. This time with their own statues. So you can put stuff like armor on them. And you can even change them. You can even make them look like you. Or literally anybody else. Anybody. Anybody. And then you get the nice tools. And oh, right, trial and error. It's kind of a mod that, like, lets you automate the trial spawners and the vaults. Interesting mod. Not sure how I'd use it, but yeah, I think that's basically everything. It's a much lighter pack. Only 200 mods instead of 300 mods like before. But super happy with this mod pack. Definitely going to be on it a lot longer than I was the other ones. And this one has a lot of terrain generation and structure mods that I can't really show off without flying around for like 10-15 minutes. And I'm not used to talking this long uninterrupted. So my throat is kind of feeling it. And as you can see, the villagers also look like people. Why are you dressed like that? I tried to get mods that changed like the rabbits to the new textures and the baby rat mobs. But the only resource pack I found also broke a couple mobs like textures, so I couldn't use it. Just want one little cool thing to show off. Give me one little cool thing to show off by the end. What's over here? Oh, just another village. And the cool thing about the train tracks, you can kind of see it as I run over, that they do take a second to generate every time. But they generate also tunnels, which is really fun. Oh, little pillager outpost here. I'm sure they're supposed to be here or something. I tried adding a mod that added birds, but a lot of the birds were a little either too aggressive to other mobs, or not really all that, or you would never see them even though they were supposed to be spawning. This is a another create pillager structure. You can tell because of all the create items here. We get bundles. Oh, it's full with one item? I didn't know it would get full with... Oh, right, because it's unstackable. So if I put, like, this bread in here, and then these apples in here... Okay. So yeah, I'm basically going to be starting on this mod pack next time I stream Minecraft. Which hopefully isn't the only thing I stream next weekend. But with my ability to wake up and fall asleep, you never know. Oh, these are mangrove. Like, what kind of trunk structure is that? Oh, wait, it's the roots. Oh shit, it's a witch village. Oh god, they're all hot goth women. Except you. I assume you are an anime reference. And I'm using shaders, but I may end up stop using shaders eventually. But I'm just using shaders because, oh my god, this terrain generation is so good. Oh, this is one of the many mansion designs that can happen. I think this is a mansion? No, this is a witch villa. That's cool. Okay. So this is like a mansion, a manor, but for like witches. This is the first time I've seen this structure. It's got like a little hedge maze. Well, more like a little labyrinth. I have a tavern right here. You guys might want to rethink that. Oh, that's another witch. Wait, is this a witch tavern? It's a witch tavern. There's no villagers here. Here's another like really cool terrain generation with the sea pickles in there. And then a little bit of a ruin with the tower. You know, the witch manor is pretty cool. I'm willing to leave it on that one. Here's another, oh, this is one I haven't seen yet. A little bit of it, another train station. So my plan is because these train tracks generate wherever you go. Oh, I really like the sea pickles in the swamp. That's really cool. What the hell is that? First time seeing this one too. Something up at the top? Or is it just supposed to be an extremely dangerous tower? Oh shit, that's the airship I based my airship on. And that's a cool thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna go check those out. Okay, so there's no lower generation after this? Yeah, it's just a cool little watchtower. And then you got another cool little watchtower over here. I know that's not pillager related. Might have a little bit of loot in it, but it's mostly just a little watchtower. This thing is a little trial. I'm just gonna go into spectator for this one. And it's basically a miniature trial chamber that each room has some trial spawners in it with custom loot in there. And you can see major trial of strength. And as you progress deeper in, you get different rooms, and that's a breeze one. That's kind of good. That's kind of cool. Get like different rooms, and eventually even bigger rooms. All breeds. Yeah. Until you get to the very end. Oh, even bigger room. With even more breeze. Huh. Until you get to the end with the vault. You can only use it once. Oh. And there's our standard trial chamber, which I do have a mod that changes it a little bit, makes it a little bit cooler. Not that the original trial chambers weren't cool, but this is even cooler. Where's that? Well, that just happens sometimes, I guess. Another pillage structure, a pillager structure. Create pillager structure, but this time has a lot more on it. This is one of the ones that has like really insane loot for how cheap it is to get in. I mean, for it, I think this is one of the ones that has like end city loot in it, which is a little nuts. But I think I made it balanced out by having pillagers randomly spawn with armor and muskets. There's the airship I based my airship on. Got some really good stuff up here, but it's also high up in the sky and filled with a bunch of things that have guns on it. So, you know, enter at your own risk. Now, what's this thing? It's some kind of jungle temple. Poison Swamp Enjoyer Rejoice. Okay. I'm assuming this has like bogs that spawn in it, and witches, and cave spiders. Hello. Well. Oh, there's the cave spider spawner. Oh, and it's a trial chamber. Trial spawn. I'm assuming the correct way to go is up this way. I'm not sure. Okay. I really like this mod pack. I'm excited to actually play it instead of running around in creative, flying around, seeing things. But that's it for me today. I didn't even plan to do this. I think I did a whole hour of just flying around and showing all the mods. Um, oh, right, this is also an updated version of supplementaries, so we get some stuff like boats with cannons on them. Because people want that. But I also have the these guys again. Perfect for when you actually have big oceans and not super flats you've mined out to make an ocean. And this is a perfect example of showing how the how the bridges will generate over oceans even to generate more terrain. To continue. They do not stop. They keep going. No matter what. They do seem sometimes to have terrain generate on top of them, though. Wacky terrain generation. I also have the last thing I'll be showing off, grappling hooks. Because every game is better when you have a grappling hook. go. And a baby go. Yeah, really happy with this, honestly. So that's going to be it for me today. I might stream Saturday, depending on if I wake up. But I might end up streaming whatever GB is streaming that day too. So we will see. And I will see you another day. Hopefully this time it won't take me like 2 months to come back to streaming. You know, I shouldn't have any more PC problems or holidays that would cause that. Bye.